Victory Monday, y'all. You already know what time it is. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. We are back. It is officially the first Victory Monday of this long Las Vegas Raiders season, but we are here for it. Big dub yesterday out there in New England, 20-13. Big week one dub, man. Hammer, how we feeling, brother?
Feeling fucking great, man. It feels real good. Football's finally back, and it was a great fucking win. Down by what? 10?
No. Well, yeah. At the half, we were down by 3. Right? We were up by 7 initially. We were down by no more than 3 that game. But either way, we found a way to win.
Just fucking second half adjustments. Fucking was the story of that game and everything that we saw. And the locker room afterwards. Yeah. Shout out to Dylan, man. Juice box.
Yeah, man. He was out there having some fun, commanding the little chant in there in the locker room, man.
Yeah.
All of them were having fun. Pete kind of handed them the reins. You love to see it, man. But real quick, you know what we do over here, you guys. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, break them thumbs, hit that subscribe button. If you guys are not subscribed yet, man, salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, we appreciate every single one of you guys. Shock Bowers, Alzado, Benjamin, Ben Bad, Taino's in the building, Martin Primos, Raiderway 73, Circle of Life Media, man. Salute to everybody. Solomon, Virtual Me's, Ron Justice, Joseph C. We appreciate you guys so much, man. Once again, just get those likes up. Keep us in the algorithm, as always. And let's get the proper introduction for little bro Hammer. How we doing, Hammer? What we doing here, man?
Raider Nation, your tribal chief is in the building.
Acknowledge me.
There you go. It's official. You are officially acknowledged, kind sir. Today is your guys' show today. Simple and plain. I think we kind of talked about this game a ton yesterday between our shows. Joined Wastes last night, and we kind of talked a little bit more. We'll go over a little bit, but we're going to watch the presser. Pete Carroll will be addressing the media here in a few minutes. But other than that, you guys, in the chat, give us some questions. This is y'all show today, man. We don't really have a lot set up. I do want to go over one thing, though, Hammer. Will Raider Lake, let me tell you this. He is okay. Brock is okay. The knee injury is not extreme. It's not severe. He wanted to go back into the football game, but precautionary. They didn't throw him back out there. Once again, he wasn't needed late in the game. You know what I mean? So he is good to go. It sounds as though he'll be ready to go come Monday night against the Chargers at Allegiant Stadium week 2. So no concern there. Bowers is okay. Precautionary, had him in the blue tent. Remember, we were talking on the live. He was running back and forth on the sideline. I initially thought it could be an ankle or a hammy, but it was a knee injury. And it looked as though the way he landed on the ground, he kind of probably bruised his knee up a little bit. So other than that, and once again, I'm waiting on some Landon Roberts news. I have not seen anything yet on that front. So stay tuned. I'll definitely look it up and try to make some calls and see if we can get any type of intel on him. I know it was an elbow injury. But, man, once again, I mean, look, Devin White looked really good out there. I liked a little bit of time that Tommy Eichenberg was out there. Jamal Adams was all over the place. I think we'll be fine if we miss a Landon for a week or two. So I'm not. Was it that he checked? Was it a sprained elbow? I think that's what they said it was, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how long that will potentially keep him out, but there will be some news definitely dropping here very, very soon. He's a veteran. He's a baller, man. But one thing about that is, right, he's crucial against the run, and you gotta have you got to be able to be healthy with them elbows wrapping up. You know what I mean? So we'll see where he is in terms of his health here very soon. I think Pete will probably address that here in a second during the presser, which we will be watching live, you guys. Salute the heat check, and let me put this up on the screen. It looks
and
as
it's
though
already up. The latest installment of
as the heat check. Why was Geno limping? There wasn't no word of it during the rest of the game or after, because there's nothing else to see. Heat check. He was okay. I believe that was the play where he ran for that first down, came up kind of limping a little bit. Geno is fine. Heat check. He is okay. Went out there, finished the game, good to go. So nothing to worry about in terms of Geno Smith. And he addressed the media after the game. He looked like he was good to go. It sounded as though he's looking forward to week 2. Salute to my brother Hug on the $20 smack a Rooney. Unsolicited paid hug report. After the first drive, Pat stacked the box and played man/blitz most of the game. Ashton had very few holes to exploit. Pause. Geno's fire. Wide receivers made a ton of plays. Defense will get better. Facts, my brother Hug. Yes, they definitely stacked up the box. That was their game plan, was to take away the run game from us. And they definitely did. But guess what? Geno was out there launching that shit. So, I mean, hey, good luck, when you're playing a team that can get it done in the passing game and the run game. But also, I think that's another reason why JPJ struggled, Hug. And Hammer, what do you think about that? He couldn't pick up those blitzes.
Yeah.
He was struggling with that, man. And, but I think they'll figure this thing out, you guys. We're going against an interesting front seven with the Chargers, with Khalil Mack and Tully and Bud Dupree and those guys. I really think that New England has a more talented front seven, honestly. We'll see where they are in week 2 against our Raiders. But, yeah, man, look, I'm not going to – a lot of people already going out there and giving Genty hell, and he's a bust and he's not generational. Hey, man, look, when the O-line is not creating holes for you to run through, I mean, what else can you do? What else can you do? I mean, honestly. So, but real quick, salute to Geno. I want to put this out there, man. Geno set a Raiders record for passing yards in the first game with the team. So big day from Geno Smith, 24 for 34. He had 362 yards passing, a touchdown to go along with a pick in our 20-13 road win over the Patriots. The 362 yards broke Dan. This is according to Yahoo Sports. Pastorini's, I'm butchering his name, record for most passing yards in a Raiders debut. And it marked the 8th time since the start of the 2022 season that Smith threw for at least 300 yards while completing at least 70% of his passes, which is phenomenal. I love the way Pete talked about it in the presser. He just said, this is what he's been doing. He's been doing this now. Geno had a regular game today. That is great news for Raider Nation. We're expecting him to consistently do this across the board. And 9 of Smith's completions covered at least 20 yards, Hammer. So when people said that he was going to come in and throw the deep ball, he did it a ton. 9.
Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. We had talked about that after the trade for him. And the other one was that he threw 9 completions over 20 yards. And that's the first time a Raiders quarterback has done that since 1991.
Yeah. Pastorini, I believe was what I was trying to say. I was butchering his last name. But yes, you are right. Salute the heat check. What y'all think Chargers going to do defensively? Stop the run and let Geno beat them with his arm like Pats did? I just worry about our secondary versus the Chargers receivers. I think we'll be fine. I'm worried about Lab McConkey. This dude is a stud. Q had a really good game for the Chargers in Brazil. I believe he had 2 touchdowns. They got a young kid out of Ole Miss that I was really high on. They have an interesting wide receiving core out there. My main objective is to stop Lab McConkey. That is the main objective. And we'll cover that game, heat check, all week long. Stay tuned. We're definitely going to do a preview either Thursday or Friday. So stay tuned for that. But I think that our corners will be okay. I do. I do. Real talk. But one thing that the Chargers are going to have to do is stop Genty and also stop Geno, a guy who has historically played really, really well indoors. And guess what? We're indoors Monday night against the Chargers at home at Allegiant Stadium. And this is the cool thing, right? This is going to be the first game that we really have a home field advantage in because the Chargers don't have a ton of fans. So that Allegiant Stadium is going to be blacked out Monday night, which is great because every other game I'm planning on every road game to have a major, a lot of fan base from other teams. But this is going to be blacked out Monday night, which is great. Ant says our zone D sucks. Roberts is going out, sped up our D. I mean, look, when you have a older guy, older linebacker in Landon Roberts, whose bread and butter is playing the run. I mean, you're going to get a little bit more speedy without him on the football field. It happens. Devin White was all over the place. Jamal Adams definitely picked it up in his absence. And then once again, Tommy Eichenberg got some reps out there as well. So I agree with you on that front. But also, Ant, let's not downplay his ability in stopping the run. Landon is one of the better run-stopping linebackers in football. So that's the reason we brought him in. From
look, we kept their run game under, what was it? I think 60 yards.
Yeah.
Like we kept them way under 100, which didn't seem to be a consistent thing for us last year. So I applaud that. Like
they had 60 yards on the ground, Hammer, and one of those carries went for 14 yards. No. So that was Trayvon Henderson. So you take that one rep away, you kept them under 50. You know what I mean? So look, we did really, really good in the run game, but let's not act as though we don't need a Landon Roberts, Hammer. Like, he definitely helps, that second level of our defense. And he's definitely one of those, OGs in that locker room that is a leader on and off the football field. So I'm not going to act as though we don't need a Landon Roberts, but we'll be fine. And once again, I mean, I get, here we go. We got Pete, y'all. Pete.
Slacker or traveling? Yeah, probably traveling. Any injury updates?
Pastorini, Dan Pastorini.
Pete, you've got a lot of game balls in your day. I'm curious, when Geno handed you that game ball last night, how different was that? What was that feeling?
Yeah, I don't have that many game balls. I got a few.
It froze up.
Interesting. A couple of them were the first games.
They had froze up for me.
And back all the way back to the Jets, That one I still really like. But it was good. It was nice, nice recognition from G and the fellas.
What do you like most about your second half defense?
I think we picked up from the first half. We played solid the whole game, but we played better. And I thought Pat really adjusted well to what was going on in the game. If you notice, they threw the ball quite a bit, and he adjusted quickly and put us in good positions for rushing and for covering and changing up and disguising and things like that. That really worked out for us. And it was a really good surge. You could feel the surge on defense. It kind of changed the complexion of the game. The first drive of the second half was obviously part of that, but we responded well. I'm talking about for the offense, but we responded really well. And what that showed again to me is that the guys were really comfortable playing in a tight game. At halftime, they weren't flustered about whatever score or nothing. They were tuned in and very determined to finish well. And that's what it felt like we did.
With Andy going down, can you just talk about, being stout in the run defense and also giving a lot of disguises. Can you talk about what Jamal Adams and Tommy Eichenberg were able to contribute once he went down within that linebacker room?
Yeah, well, Tommy was the one that had to answer the call because he came. Jamal was in and out of the game anyway. As we were rotating him through, I thought Tommy did a really good job of jumping out there, communicating, doing right, picking up, and not letting that be a factor. Jamal played a nice game too. He was active and moving around. But I really credit Tommy with coming off the bench and
2 tackles for Tommy, 1 solo,
and plays actively as he did. So it was really, really good.
Yeah.
What do you think about Kyu Blue Kelly and the performance he had in his first game?
He did a nice job. He got challenged. They went after him, and they throw the ball a lot to the split inside, and he wound up over there, and he had some challenges. I thought that I totally disagreed with the PI on the play. I thought it was a heck of a play that he made. And he was on guys the whole time. He tackled well and supported well out of the secondary and the secondary contained situations. When the ball bounces to the corner, he was there. I thought he played a really nice game.
Switch flip for him. It seemed like in the middle of training camp, all of a sudden he just.
I don't know. We haven't really nailed that one, what it was, but there was a shift. And coming out of the offseason, I didn't see it coming, and I didn't see it because he was kind of bouncing around different spots a little bit of nickel and all that. But it was about now probably 3 weeks ago, that there was some clarity here. Something's happening, and there's rumblings coming on where 36 was playing, and
Kyu Blue looked good.
So we just gave him more chances. Didn't we start him in the third preseason game? Yeah, that was in response to how he had picked it up to see what he'd look like, and he's just done a really, really good job. He's using his overall sense and experience that he has and just ball sense. And I say that because it's an aspect of us as a growing defense that we really, kind of out leverage the offense, and you make good decisions when the ball's breaking and when the ball goes away from you, how you pursue and all of that. And that containment aspect is what gives you a chance to minimize big plays.
It's
and
their Wi-Fi,
really
you guys, not ours.
for that. And so that kind of jumped up in my observations, and Joey thought the same thing. And so we've gone with it, and he'll be back competing again this week.
Talk that shit, Ty.
I believe 8 different receivers yesterday. What can you say about the balance of the offense yesterday and how much that helped you throughout the game?
Yeah, well, that's not been a problem for Geno over the years. He's never just gone to one guy or the other guy. And he's always just taken what the offense gives you, and I think that was a good example of it. Somebody said, was this a breakout game from him? Yeah, it wasn't at all. That's how Geno plays. 70%, 300 and something, whatever. That's how he plays, and he'll have bigger games.
That's a great problem to have
going forward. So
they're lagging.
But we really liked the way he played, and I think he was like 13 for 15 or something in the second half. And he was a little tight, and you could tell, when he was moving around, he had a little tightness in his hammy or something, and he was fine. He was fine, and he was just on it, and it was a great finish for him too.
So that's what it was then, a little tightness in the hammy.
What kind of confidence did yesterday's win give you going into Monday night at home?
I think that's a really good observation, because that's what I observed. I think that was a good thought.
He'll be 74 years old on Monday night, you guys.
Really solid throughout the whole game. We were right in it.
Pete Carroll birthday game.
Competitively, situations, communications, we were poised. And, for a first-time team coming out and taking their first shot, and the starters are playing the whole game, you had to find out. And it was a really good first step for us. And there's so many areas to get better and improve on. But that mentality that they carried into the game and carried throughout the game, remember I made comments after the Seattle game that we stayed connected through the next one, and then we stayed connected and it carried over. And we were better yesterday than we were at any point in any of the preseason games. So they do feel good. They do feel good about it, and they know that they can play, and they know that we've got guys that can make big plays and make big hits and come through and make big catches and runs. And the Cube's going to do what he's been doing, all of that has to come to light. And yesterday was really valuable for us in that regard.
Talk about area of improvement. What are some things that you believe that you can see from your interior offensive line that you think could ease Ashton or really make that run game come alive moving forward?
Yeah, we need to be more accurate with our calls in the targeting. The timing of the working together, the double teams, and when you can come off double teams and go to the next level, that takes some time to. And the guys haven't played very much together. We haven't in real games, and so. The games helped us some. The practice against the Niners helped us some, but these games will help us get better. And also Ashton he was hyped. He was jacked up, and he would tell you, I would think, that he wished he would have been a little more patient on some reads and things like that will come. He didn't look like that in preseason. This game, being out there and being called on to play, carried the ball 19 times or whatever. It was a little bit different for him, and he'll play way better. He'll see things more clearly, and I know he's a little frustrated by that.
Is there a certain timeline when you expect to know something about Brock and his knee and E-Rob and his elbow?
No, really, we're just going day to day. Those guys are tough guys now. They're not gonna, take these way out on this one. They're all going to push to get
keep it close,
get
Pete.
Right. I like that we have, these 3 days right now are really crucial. The day off today, tomorrow's workouts, and then what becomes like the Tuesday day off for us. That they'll be really crucial for us. And I know the Chargers have that going, even more so than the break they have. But this will really help us and give us a chance.
Mind game.
Confidence. What did the interception do for the defense? Did you kind of notice them get any more hyped up or any more confident off of that interception?
Well, they celebrated a little bit. I was glad to see that we didn't. Our celebration was a little shaky in preseason, but you got to get around it. We had so many chances. The ball was up. Did you guys see the play from Maxx? I don't know about that one now. Jeez. We called timeout just to give them more time to look at it, and because we couldn't throw the flag in the 2-minute time frame. But the ball was bouncing around pretty nice, and we missed fumble recovery on the other one. I thought Maxx had a really good game. He was really active. He was all over the place. Run game, pass game, pursuit, pass rush. He got doubled the whole time, and just kept bringing it, and it made things happen for us. So it was really nice.
What do you think about the game that Devin White had?
Yeah, he was a hammer. No, he hit it. He looked good. I was really excited that his presence was so obvious.
Definitely.
You know, he's had a couple of years where his game hasn't been at that level that he played at yesterday, and so he's just getting going. And he had fun playing. He handled a lot of communications, and he hit the heck out of it. You know, and so that was really encouraging. Really fired up for him.
He seems like one of those guys when he's smiling, laughing, and he's on a high, and he'll play at a certain level. He's kind of a roller coaster player, but he gets those really big plays.
Appreciate you, brother.
He's on that high.
Yeah, I had not really since after the first 3 or 4 weeks he was with us. You know, I didn't know him very well, didn't understand him, but since he kind of tapped in with us, you know. And he had to kind of feel his way because he'd been kicked around a little bit in other places, you know, and it hadn't worked out right. But once he started to feel the rhythm of it, I think yesterday was just a continuation of what's been happening. And he and E-Rob have been communicating on a great level, and he's helping our guys out with his calls and his experience. And he has a really good sense for the game. He's a real natural football player. And so he's going to keep getting better.
You talked about confidence. You can only gain confidence.
Let Pete go get some sleep, y'all.
Being thrown in those situations. I'm curious from the defensive point of view, it felt like the D-line really was ramping up as the game got going, which complemented the young guys in the secondary, and felt like it was all rolling. I'm curious, your vantage point, is that how you saw it, and how does that translate as the season goes on?
Yeah, I think, you know, we did a really nice job on third downs, you know, and got a lot of good short yardage play too, and forced fourth down attempts and stuff. And all of that added to, you know, there were some successes in there. We didn't get the ball as much as we needed to and intend to, but the guys really, they felt it. They could feel what was happening. They could feel the game shifting. And they elevated as that occurred. And that's about finishing, you know, and getting in the finish mode. And the guys really continued to improve as the game went on, you know. And I thought we played out the last 6 minutes of the game well.
Jason, we're definitely going, my brother.
We're in
I'm gonna call you this week.
Of what was happening, and they were having fun. You know, it was fun. It was a fun finish because you could see this is our game to win, you know, on defense. Just don't let them score, and we got it. And so we give up 3 points right at the very end there in the second half. That's a great showing for those guys. And it does really, there's no doubt it adds to your confidence.
Great
halftime. And we got to get, we'll grow. If we're going to be really effective, we're going to have to develop the mentality that does go along with being confident.
I know they missed the field goal at the end of the first half, your team, but the way that they were able to have the attention to detail and hurry up and get actual attempt off for Daniel Carlson. What do you think about just?
Yeah, we've been working really hard at that. You know, you guys don't see that in our practices. We do a lot of that in walkthroughs, you know, but we worked really hard at that. That felt very normal. And that was just like how we do it. And unfortunately, it was what was it, 58 or something? Yeah. So you know, we'd like to get another 6 or 8 yards out of that thing. So that's a very difficult attempt, but the way they handled it was really well done. Yeah, and I'm proud that we've worked hard to get there. We were working on this stuff all the way back in the springtime, so that was very normal for him.
Here we go.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Salute to Pete, man. And once again, you guys, I don't think that he's going to put, you know, lay all his cards on the table, so to speak, in terms of Brock Bowers and Melandon Roberts. You know, he wants Jim Harbaugh to keep guessing what's going on. But I remember Tom Pelissero put something out there yesterday that he spoke to Brock, and Brock is good to go. And also Pete kind of alluded to that in the presser yesterday. But NFL media's Tom Pelissero spoke with Bowers after the game, who relayed that he's feeling fine. And once again, Brock did want to go back into the game, but the coaching staff decided to keep him off the football field. So it sounds like that knee injury, I would not be shocked, you know, and Hammer, I would expect this actually this week to see a ton of limited in practice, a ton of limited.
Oh, yeah.
With Brock Bowers leading up to this game. We have an additional day off, you guys, which gives us, you know, a little bit of extra oomph to get him ready to go next Monday night. But I'm expecting him to be limited in practice all week long and like a game time decision to mentally, you know, play games with Jim Harbaugh. But I'm expecting Brock to be out there. Now, Melandon Roberts, On the other hand, I have to disagree with that. I think that, that elbow injury, he may miss a few weeks, but I'm not a doctor. I don't know what actually happened. They're saying it's a sprained elbow, I believe. So I don't know how long.
Somebody else is saying dislocated, but there hasn't been, again, nothing has been out there yet. There's nothing on X from any of these reporters or anything. So once we get anything, we'll obviously let you guys know.
Yeah, definitely. And once again, like I said, no updates. And I think that Pete's going to hold his cards very tight right here and not allow anybody to know what the hell is going on in that building. So, but once again, I still, regardless, if a landing can't go, the great thing is Adams, Eichenberg, Jermaine Pratt, who had a phenomenal game yesterday. The linebacking core looked really good. You know what I mean? And then even if Brock, let's just say Brock magically can't go, I trust Michael Mayer to go out there and get it done as well. What did Pete say yesterday? We have 2 1s. We don't have a 2 at the tight end position. We have 2 1s. Michael Mayer is a 1, and he would be a 1 on most football teams that don't have Brock Bowers on the roster. So, is what it is. But either way, I think we'll be good to go. I know that game means a ton to Pete Carroll. It's his birthday, first game at Allegiant Stadium. He gets to play against one of his most hated rivals in Jim Harbaugh. I know they respect each other in real life, and I know they have actual love for each other, but this is a guy that they have went to war at the collegiate level, the NFL level. Monday night means a lot to Pete. Not only is he turning 74 years old, but he's also facing his most hated rival in Jim Harbaugh. So it's going to be interesting to see how we look at home. Allegiant Stadium debut with Pete Carroll in the building. We need the nation to show up and show out Monday night for real. We need to black that place out. It's going to be great to see the black jerseys out there for the first time.
Hell yeah.
This season also. Salute the hug. When Geno and Thornton start hitting in stride, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And that big third down Hammer really changed and really won the game for us, right? I mean, that was beautiful. And once again, Geno is not going to stray away from throwing the deep ball. I mean, Dante Thornton had 2 catches for 45 yards, and that was a 36-yarder, I believe.
Yes.
The one that pretty much, ended the game, iced the game.
Yeah,
for New England. And then Trey Tucker, 2 catches for 54 yards and a touchdown, a long of 28, which was that touchdown. So, look, man, this offense is going to be fun. Do we have a few lapses in judgment yesterday, Hammer? Definitely. The offense slowed down after that first scripted drive, and then in the second half, Chip Kelly just put his foot on the gas, and these guys went to war. So this is what we're going to do. I kind of gave some game balls yesterday on Waster's channel, but I want to kind of reiterate what I did and what I said. But we're going to start with Hammer here. Give 3 game balls on the offensive side of the ball, and then give 3 game balls on the defensive side of the ball.
3 on offense: Geno, Brock, Jacoby.
Okay. So Geno, 24 for 34, 362 in the air, touchdown and a pick, was sacked 4 times, but was not rattled at all. Also had 10 yards on the ground, which is great. Now you said Bowers, 5 catches, 103 yards. Did not have a touchdown, but he had 5 catches on 8 targets. And then Jacoby had a phenomenal game, man. He was targeted 10 times, 8 receptions for 97 yards. I'm not going to say 97. I'm going to say 100 just because it sounds better. And he was right there. If you want to drop that first, ball, man, we had over 100 yards. But I agree with you on those 3. Give me some 3 defenders that you have that look really good out there that deserve game balls.
Devin White.
Agreed.
Caillou.
Agreed.
Who am I giving the last one to?
I got a name, and because you already kind of hit the nail on the head with the first 2. Give Jermaine Pratt one. Jermaine Pratt was all over the place. Remember,
what were his numbers yesterday? And
he had 8 total tackles.
About numbers and shit, but how did he
total
do?
Tackles. He had 1 solo. But remember, he batted that ball down at the end of the game on Drake May, and then actually made the play when Drake May caught the ball. So he ran him down. You know what I mean? That was a great play by Jermaine Pratt. But he was all over the place. Now, Devin White led us in tackles, 11, 10 solo. You know what I mean? 1 tackle for a loss. And then Caillou Blue was absolutely amazing on the boundary for us. 9 total tackles, 7 solo. He also had a pass defense as well. So
I would definitely give my third one to Paul Mal.
Okay. 7 total tackles, 5 solo, and also had a big pick and a tackle for a loss. That big hit that we were like, oh, filthy. Took that boy chest plate out. But I agree with you on that. Anyone else see Mark Davis emotional yesterday? I'm seeing a ton of people saying that, but I didn't see it.
I'd be emotional. I'd be emotional too if I hadn't won a game in New England since 2002. Just saying.
Well, also it was a big weekend for his father, right?
Right.
In Brockton, Massachusetts. They honored him in his hometown. And, I mean, he just brought Tom Brady in. Remember, he was trying to do the whole Patriot way thing, bring Josh McDaniels into the swing of things out there. And I think there was a lot of emotions out there. I get it. And if he was, hey, I understand. Because once again, big weekend for his father being honored in his hometown. And then, like you said, Hammer, we have not beat them in New England in a long time. JJ, appreciate you on the $2 special. Salute the Trip. Still think AOC should be starting. What? But good game from Geno. Just needs to work on taking sack. Check down the Trip. You are living up to your name, brother. You are a Trip.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the words of the great Rick James,
cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Dick and dynamite, Trip. D and D. You are tweaking, bro. Let's go throw a guy out there that just had surgery on his wrist. He should be starting. Go out there with one hand. So to Michael, I think with the lack of Charger fans and the momentum from week 1, this could create a crazy good home field environment that could carry all season. Talk that talk, my brother Michael. I agree with you. Once again, we got to black that. We got to black that joint out. Allegiant Stadium needs to be completely blacked out come Monday night. My guy Brandon, the third and long call is how you win games. KC, LA, Denver, all make those calls to seal games. Got to start up aggressive. And Brandon, you can do that when you have a Geno Smith in the building. You couldn't do that with an Aiden O'Connell, a guy that's unproven, or a Minshew, right? Like we have a guy that can make those kind of throws consistently. So I agree with you. You definitely have to dial up those deep balls, pause if necessary when need be, because that definitely wrapped that game up, that big Dante Thornton catch. So I agree with you, Brandon. Salute to my guy. Yeah, Trip got to be trolling. Trip is tripping. Trip is tripping. I just don't see it, Trip. I just don't see it, Trip.
Tripping.
Pessimistic Frank is being optimistic once again. F the Patriots. Rome wasn't built in a day. Talk that talk. Optimistic Frank. My guy, man. Salute to my dog. Salute to the almost 1,200 people here in the building, you guys. Get those likes up. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, break them thumbs on both channels, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Once again, for all the new people here in the building, welcome to Victory Monday. Hopefully the first of many weeks this year. Our Raiders go 1-0, week 1 on the road in New England. Get a few questions in, you guys. Once again, before we get out of here, we wanted to cover the presser. We also went over what Geno Smith did yesterday. Big game, out there, set a Raiders record for passing yards in the first game with the team, which is beautiful. 24 for 34 once again with 362 yards in the air. One nasty interception. He tried to get Brock. He was covered by like 4 defenders. It happens. It is what it is. Geno's a gunslinger. You're going to have some picks this year. But the thing with Geno is he'll make up for it in big ways.
You saw the one that he threw in that incredibly tight window that I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's going to take those risks, guys.
No, definitely. Give me some just final thoughts on that game, Hammer. Like how do you feel all in all? What do we need to improve going into Allegiant Stadium Monday night? And just where do you think this team is in the thick of things with the AFC West? Just going off week 1. Once again, it's just week 1, you guys. But give me some thoughts on that.
Our O-line needs to clean it up. And you heard what Pete just said in the presser, and we talked about that yesterday. We said the same thing in terms of the corners. Like, these guys were not playing full 60-minute games together in the preseason.
Yeah.
And the first few weeks for them, now they get to they're doing that. They're all working together collectively, 60 full minutes a game. They do have to make the necessary adjustments. The run game yesterday was not the best in the world. Mm-hmm. They stacked the boxes over and over and over again. We saw what was going to happen. Defensively, I think we're okay right now. I still think that this is a bit of a challenge in terms of our corners, but they got the job done. We get through these next couple of weeks and see if, in fact, and I said this yesterday during the game, if they are like, hey, maybe we do need a vet at the cornerback position. But I think right now we're good.
Yeah, I mean, and they play really good out there. Look, Stokes look good. Caillou Blue looked really good. And, maybe we see a little bit more of Darian Porter out there. We've seen him a ton in special teams yesterday, but I didn't see him out there really. Did Porter get any reps yesterday? Was he out there at the cornerback position at all?
I didn't see him out there.
I seen him in DCAM in special teams a ton. I seen Darnay Holmes out there playing the nickel most of the game. So it looked like those were the 3 corners I seen out there the entirety of the game. I didn't see Porter at all. So, and once again, I could be wrong, you guys. Maybe he was out there a few spots. I don't remember, but I didn't see Porter out there, and I definitely seen DCAM on special teams a ton. But yeah, man. Well, maybe we'll get a little mix of Darian Porter out there. They got some taller corners out there. You know, maybe we'll see him get some burn, but sounds as though he wasn't really like they're being very patient with Porter, a guy that's very, very new to the position. And everybody knows that the NFL level is totally different in terms of talent than the collegiate level. So, we definitely talked about that. And I'm excited. And I hit Dylan afterwards. I know Hammer did as well. And Dylan was really excited about it also. So spoke to him on IG yesterday. And yeah, man, he's pumped. Special teams demon. I wish he would have got a few reps at the running back position with Zeus struggling. I think we could have switched it up a little bit, maybe try to add some fire into that running back room, but it is what it is. Salute to my guy, Hug. Let me catch up. I think Ben put something up here as well. Bro, we should have had 30 points. Thornton cooked that corner in the 4th. Chargers beware. Yeah, I believe we could have put up some more points, especially in that after that first drive, that first half we stalled out offensively. And then we kind of came alive and put up, 13 points in the second half. So, and then we held New England to 3, which was some garbage time points where they got a field goal there at the end of the game. But I agree with you. I think we could have scored more, and that'll come. Once you get the ground game going, Ben, things change. You know, you can't go out there and put up, a 40-piece, 50-piece special being very one-dimensional. You know what I mean? Like, we got to get the run game going to keep these defenses honest. And it'll come. It'll come with time.
And it was raining, and it was raining disgusting yesterday morning. There was a little intricate part or a little intermediate part of rain during the game as well. And then, of course, we win, and the sun popped out. That shit just had me in tears. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was actually hilarious. Facts. 362 passing yards is a result of New England stacking the box to stop Genty. Raiders have other ways to beat defenses. They have to pick their poison. There you go, Kev. They definitely stacked up the box on the kid and dared us to run the football. And why wouldn't you?
We didn't have that last year when we had fucking Gardner Minshew as a quarterback.
I know, right?
We definitely wouldn't have had it if we had fucking Aiden O'Connell as a starting quarterback.
But when you got Christian Barmore and you got Milton Williams, a guy you just paid an astronomical amount of money in free agency to come over from Philly, like, they're going to test you. Like, run the football. And then they got Christian Ellis, who had a ton of tackles for him. I think he led them in tackles. Yeah, he had 8 total, I believe, like 5 solo. And then the young safety came down. Craig Woodson had a good game. That kid, Jalen Hawkins, had a big game for them. 2 tackles for a loss, a pass defense, a QB hit, and a pick. And he had a sack as well. That dude was balling, bro. That safety, now I'm kind of getting a better idea of why they were trying to move on from Duggar, and they allowed Jabril Peppers, who's still out there on the road right now in free agency, waiting for a job. But I'm going to say this, man. And yes, Harold Landry was definitely creating havoc. What did he have, 2.5 sacks yesterday? He was all over the place. He was all over the place, man. And look, that's what that kid does. When he's healthy, I don't think a lot of people watched him at Boston College or got a chance to watch him in Tennessee. When he's healthy, Harold Landry is one of the more effective pass rushers in football. This kid's a baller, man. And he showed why yesterday. And that O-line, they got to clean it up. I'm going to put this out there real quick as well. JPJ is going to get better, you guys. He will learn from yesterday. He'll learn from it. I guarantee you, Philbin, Brendan Carroll, Chip Kelly are putting their arms around him, and they're talking to him. Max is putting his arm around. They're going to find a way to unlock his full potential. He had a very, very bad game yesterday. Trouble picking up blitzes, some bad penalties. Didn't he have like a false start, like a 15-yard penalty on the sideline?
That was bad.
Yeah, tough day for JPJ at the office. But guess what? Last year played all at center and left guard. He's playing at the right guard spot between a new center and Jordan Meredith that he has never played before with, and then DJ Glaze on the right side, who he's never played with on that side. So it's going to take some time. It's going to take some adjusting. It all starts here, though. JPJ just needs to slow down a little bit and make sure that he's responsible out there. You know what I mean? Like, hold it down, JPJ. Look, without those penalties, we wouldn't even be as upset as we are about the day you had yesterday. Just got to clean those up, because he had a ton of them last year as well, his rookie season, which that's what happens with rooks. But we can't have that again. We can't have him having these crazy amount of penalties this year because he's going to set us back.
And you noticed how the last 2 pressers that Pete did, taking little subtle shots at the refs. I think he's going to make it perfectly clear. Like, I'm here now. Stop fucking with us.
Yeah.
That's it. Stop the bullshit.
Josh, this is facts, though. The stunts were definitely killing the O-line. They had nothing for those stunts. They were stunting on these hoes. Facts. Cruz says, let's go. I send my love and respect to Graphk and Hammer on that fire content. Salute to my guy, Cruz, in the building. And Balboa, that was a phenomenal catch. Big catch by Jack Besh. And after that, we didn't see him on the offensive side of the ball, Tim, but he had 1 catch, 23 yards. He only was targeted once, but he was also out there in special teams ripping and running as well. But I'm hoping to see Besh get way more involved on the offensive side of the ball when we face the Chargers week 2. Hug, I can confirm that he's still the same arrogant little piece of shit that he's always been since day one when we started the AFC West roundtable. So, yeah, what do you think the text say, Hug? It's only week 1. It's only week 1. Little bro, love you, Darce, but you still ain't shit. And I want to put something out there real quick. Jalen just hit me right now, said, headed to go grab my PC, get the StreamYard up, and we off and running. So look for the Jalen Richard running back report to probably start maybe tomorrow or Wednesday, you guys. Stay tuned for that. And then we definitely have Garyon Conley to pull up and talk about Caillou Blue and Eric Stokes' performance against the New England Patriots as well. So salute to my guys. Let me see. He said, Graphk, I hear he turned down Mom's meatloaf and locked himself in the basement. You love to see it. You love to see it. Shock. Meatloaf. Yo, salute to Shock. Yes, he was inactive. And once again, he's a veteran, right? He's a veteran. He's 33 years old. He missed the majority of training camp. Him and his wife had a kid. So I think that they're being very strategic in the way they put him out there. So honestly, and I think this offense is going to look different with him out there, hopefully week 2. But hey, man, we won this game without him. It is what it is. Look at Big T with that optimism now. Go, Ray. Look at him. He changed. He has changed. Salute to my 916 brethren, man. You love to see it. Salute to Victor. Think Jacoby earned another look at an extension? I mean, he's been earned it. The thing is, what does the money look like? I have no issue with extending Jacoby Myers, just not paying him north of $30 million.
Absolutely
Jacoby
not.
has definitely earned, a new deal, in the silver and black. Definitely. And with Geno out there, man, he's definitely one of his favorite targets for sure. But once again, you just have to be very strategic with the way you pay him. He just had his first year with 1,000 yards receiving, you guys, and it looks as though he's well on his way to doing that again this year. So he needs a nice deal, a nice hefty deal, but it has to make sense for both parties. So
fuck you, pay me.
There you go. And I think that they will at some point maybe sit down at the bargaining table and try to figure it out. But I still honestly believe that Jack Besh is their plan for the future.
I looked at that from the draft. Like when we drafting Besh, drafting Thornton, it was like, are the Raiders just going to let Jacoby walk after this season? Like, do they really look at them as the future offensive pieces for years to come? So we'll see what happens with this. I know somebody had asked last week, like, oh, can a deal get done like this coming week? I was like, a deal could have been done an hour before kickoff.
Yeah.
We got to wait and see how this goes. They're not going to talk about it they're not going to continue to talk about it publicly. We saw it with Colton Miller and his contract negotiations. John Spytek made it perfectly clear. I'm not talking about this publicly. Shit is going to get handled behind closed doors. That's it. We already know that he requested a trade. We denied the trade. Take it as it goes, day by day, week by week, when it comes to this contract negotiation for Jacoby Myers.
Hey, you know what's funny, Chuck? He actually said Streamlabs. That's what's so funny.
Did he really?
Yeah, he actually said Streamlabs. But I think he meant StreamYard because I told him to download StreamYard. We're starting off simple, Chuck. Everybody's not in, IT gurus like you and Hammer, okay? We got to keep it real easy peasy with the StreamYard starting off. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. Let me see. Graphk, did you see Adams get ragdolled over the middle yesterday? When? Mike, I didn't see that. Oh, you talking about Devontae?
I think he's talking about Devontae.
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely seen that. I was like, Jamal. I'm like, when did that happen? Yes, you love it. You love it. And Devontae didn't have a big game at all. That was a nasty game out there. I think it was like 13-9, something like that. They beat the Texans. And it took like a last second like fumble recovery or something like that for them to win. Puka had a crazy game. He had like 130 yards receiving. Bro, like he went absolutely bonkers. But I think Devontae had like 50 yards, 40, 50 yards or something like that. Angel, I wouldn't say he's washed. He's just not the wide receiver one that he once was anymore. You know what I mean? Nope. So he's a good compliment, wide receiver two at this point in his career. Yeah,
he's gonna stick to his Taco Bell commercials at this point.
10 there you go. 10 catches for sure. Chris, the thing is this. I believe he had one pick and he had no touchdowns, or was it just no touchdowns and no picks? His offensive line sucked. Like they lost a few guys in that game. A few of their offensive linemen went down, and they tried to like recreate that O-line in the offseason. It just hasn't looked good. CJ Stroud was running for his life yesterday. So, but yeah. Get a few more questions in, you guys. We're about to pull up on this hour mark here in a second. The Bills and Ravens game was crazy, and this is facts.
Yo, fuck that little punk ass kid. Now he's officially banned from NFL stadiums. It shoved Lamar Jackson. And I'm telling you, if the league decides to attempt to suspend Lamar Jackson, then they're dead fucking.
No, he pushed D-Hop. He pushed D-Hop.
Oh, he pushed D-Hop, and then Lamar Jackson
jumped in on him. Yeah,
fuck that little kid.
Rightfully so. Quit touching these motherfuckers, man. Like why? I don't understand. Unless you get in a handshake, why? It's just weird shit. Just weird. Let me see. Hey, LT, let me say this, man. Corners are gonna have up and down, weeks. That's one of the hardest positions to play in football. It probably goes quarterback, cornerback, running back, and you throw the O-line in there as well. The O-line is very, very tough to play, but it's one of the toughest positions in football. You know what I mean? So you're going to have, some up and down weeks. And let's not act like Ricky's a punk. Ricky is a baller. He was a stud at Florida, and he's definitely looking like their number one guy right now without Brandon Ayuk out there. I know they just signed Kendrick Bourne today as well. But, I mean, these guys are going to have some up and down games. It is what it is.
How many teams have signed Kendrick Bourne in the last month? God damn.
Yeah, he's just been a little NFL 4 at this point.
Practically, man. Damn.
Yeah, man. Silences, we still have football tonight. Yep. Minnesota and Chicago.
Yeah, I need Minnesota to win because I didn't pick the eliminator pick early enough, so it was down to this one. So I need Minnesota to win.
Outside of the Buffalo and Baltimore game, Wayne, definitely. There was a lot of low-scoring games, not a ton going on, but that's what usually happens come week one. Things are slow. Like these teams are just getting moving. You know what I mean? But Buffalo and Baltimore just have juggernauts offensively. They just defensively, man, they couldn't do shit. It was really, really bad. He's like dances Kendrick Reborn. Mondo, yes, man, a ton of play action. What'd you think about that? Hammer, like he lived and died on that. Like I
was fine with it. I was fine with it, especially like certain play action plays that they ran, like the way they rolling out on a lot of them and just successfully making the passes that he did. The one that really blew my mind is the one that you throw right. You rolled out left and threw it across your body. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, dark. Okay. Not a lot of quarterbacks can do that successfully.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I like that. I love where our offense is. It's our offensive line that needs to clean it up. And again, they weren't playing a lot together throughout the preseason. They didn't play a bunch of games or a lot of snaps together in the preseason. So this is the bit of the growing pains for the development of this offensive line. This offensive line's chemistry the first 3-4 weeks of the season will be fine, though.
Yeah. Jeffrey Simmons definitely was out there balling yesterday, Goose. Denver's offense struggled mightily against that Tennessee defense. Bo Nix had, I believe, 2 picks. They look really bad out there. So Denver's looking very beatable, but that defense, top notch. Top notch.
Ty, when did you try to put your picks in, bro? Did you do it? Did you do it when the games had already started?
You must have did it too late.
He had to have. Like I actually just pulled it up. I was looking at it just now. Ty didn't put his in.
Pause.
Oh shit! Yeah, pause.
Disgusting.
Foam Booth man. I don't know who that is. He didn't do his picks, and Wasted didn't do his picks either. And as it stands right now, unfortunately, Desert is tied in first place with a couple of others at 13-2. I am at 12-3. Graph, you are 10-5.
It was a little bad yesterday for me, but you know what? It is what it is. Joel, we do not have the round table anymore. We have the roundup, and we do it every week, usually Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll be back this week. We're already talking about the show and how we're gonna roll it out this week. So stay tuned. Me, Darcy, and Ben will definitely be doing the AFC West show. And for those who are asking about it, it is on my channel and it is on Darcy's channel. And then Ben pre-records and does a video on his side as well. So it will be lit this week. Stay tuned for that, you guys. Let me see.
Shout out
it wasn't
Desert.
4 times. It wasn't 4 times. I think it was twice, I believe.
Twice.
I think he threw 2 picks yesterday. Yeah, and Big T, this is facts. Offenses are usually slow at the beginning of the season. A ton of teams have new systems. You know, they're still just trying to get the rust off. It happens. It happens. Ten Commandments says Jordan Meredith's double block on Genty's TD run was outstanding. Yeah, that was a beautiful, beautiful block by him, but an even better run by Genty. Real talk. Reap, he had a fumble as well, right? Yep, he was sacked 4 times, Justice. There you go. There you go. Super Omni says Chargers dude isn't even in the round. No, we look, we don't have a Charger guy right now. To be honest, we're not looking to add one, and I don't even know any. So, you know, we only know 2 people that cover the Chargers, at least from my side of things. So get a few more questions in, you guys, before we get out of here. Once again, coming up on that hour mark, we were just going to come here and hang out with our guys and celebrate this big dub. Victory Monday is upon us, you guys. Raiders went out there yesterday on the road, got a massive win in Pete Carroll and Geno Smith's debut, 20-13 on the road. You know, there was a few things that once again, I'm not one of them type of people to complain about a win. There are a few things that we can nitpick, right? The O-line has to get it together in terms of, especially in the run blocking department. JPJ definitely has to get outside of his head and get better come week 2. Defensively, there was a few. I mean, Kuntz had a sack. Tyree had one. Max had 1.5. Jonah Lalu had one. These guys were balling out there. I have nothing against the defensive line. They played the run really well, got to the quarterback a ton of pressure all game long from that defensive line. Maybe I think Chin could have played a better game. I'm expecting Jeremy Chin to have a major year in year 1 with our Raiders. I just thought, and this is just me nitpicking here, you guys. I wanted Jeremy Chin to come down with a pick, or make some big play, and it just didn't happen. But it is what it is. Once again, he's a valuable piece to that defense. He is a chess piece. He'll play in the nickel a ton. He'll get up on the line of scrimmage and get out to the quarterback, and he can play both safety spots. So I'm expecting him to have a massive game against the Chargers because Herbert's going to go out there and throw the football around a ton. Indoors, we're not playing in a rainy situation like we did in New England. Herbert's going to go out there and throw the ball a lot. So I'm hoping that Chin and Palomal can hold down those safety spots come Monday night on Pete's 74th birthday. Salute the tie, man. Graph, old missing supers. Wait, what? Bro, I read your supers. I thought I caught all of them. And we put up the picks too. Ty, get some sleep, man. Get some sleep. Ty, we read every single one of them, bro. You family over here at this channel, man. We read every single super that you put up on the screen. Salute to Soul Chef. Remember the Broncos dude on your AFC West pod said how Sean Payton said there's no such thing as a sophomore slump. The Knicks came out the gate playing like Minshew. This is facts. But you know what? I have to say this as well. Tennessee, that defense ain't no punk. I think at this point, that's their bread and butter. That old line struggled to protect Cam. The Denver defense ran all over that offense out there in Tennessee, but they still have a few pieces on the defensive side of the football. There ain't no punks on the defensive side of the ball. But yeah, Bo definitely looked like dog shit yesterday. And I definitely let Ben know in the text thread about himself and about Bo. Me and Darcy were definitely killing him about Bo Nix. So and I can't wait to do our show.
I think the curse has begun in KC. Just saying. Hey,
I'm here for it. I am here for it. Ty says I definitely need some sleep. Yeah, man, and some glasses too with your blind ass. Hey, real quick too, salute to everybody listening also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. This show will be up immediately following the live. So salute to everybody that's been over there running the numbers up on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. If you guys can, make sure to go over there, subscribe, download the lives. It definitely helps us in terms of just, the brand recognition and finding new sponsors and finding new advertising opportunities. So make sure you guys go over there and download those as well. And if you guys want to become members as well, man, hit the links. They're pinned up top. You know what I mean? You guys have been great in terms of like gifting memberships and upgrading your memberships. You guys are like literally the greatest. If you guys want to become members, hit the links. They're pinned up top. DeMarcus, Hammer's not on there constantly, but he will be on there weekly with our show. So Hammer, definitely, you need to get on there, bro. You need to get on Spotify and start uploading all your stuff.
I need to start uploading again. I think that's the problem for me.
You were doing it for a while, though. You were definitely doing it for a while.
Yeah, I got to get back into that.
Yeah. So get a few more questions in, you guys. Salute to Oakland fan. Great show once again. Thank you so much. And for those who are just joining, we did watch Pete Carroll's presser. There was a few observations. Pete was definitely tired. You could tell that jet lag is whooping his ass right now, going far east and then back to Vegas on West Coast time. But there was no updates on Brock Bowers. There was no updates on Landon Roberts. Once again, I think he's kind of playing mind games with Harbaugh and the Chargers. And once again, I said it to Hammer. Hammer agreed. I think that Brock will be limited all week long, heading into the Monday Night Football game, which is cool because they want to be patient with him with that knee injury. But any other takes from the Pete Carroll presser? Pretty short, sweet, straight to the point.
Like I said, I just like to settle shots the last two pressers, like telling the refs, like, don't fuck with us this year.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was on their asses on the sideline. Did you see that? Pete was on their tops on the sideline a ton, which you love to see. So did you see Bill Cowher interview Josh Jacobs yesterday? I didn't. Cowher took a shot at the Raiders organization compared to the Packers. Nasty work.
Dude, when was the last time you coached? Sit down and shut the fuck up.
Let me show you guys real quick I'm going to show you guys something real quick, man. This is what he's definitely a lighter version, but this is what he looks like, Hammer. He looks like bald bull. You half bald-headed bitch. Stick to the Steelers organization. Watch your mouth. Relax. Mike Tyson, punch out head, having ass. Nobody wants to hear that shit, bald bull. Get the hell out of here, man. But guess what? Salute to Josh Jacobs. They had a big game and they beat the hell out of Detroit yesterday.
I had JJ in my parlay yesterday in terms of rush attempts, and he hit it. The only one that messed me up was the over-under for the Commanders Giants, and what was the other one that I messed up on? Etienne's fucking rush attempts with Jacksonville. I didn't expect him to carry that much yesterday.
He is their workhorse down there for sure.
That's what I wanted to look up before, because I didn't see anything. Like, I kind of crashed out yesterday afterwards, but I wanted to see, were there any highlights from what's his name? From Travis Hunter yesterday.
No,
Did he have a touchdown or anything?
No, he didn't. And I think he only had 30 yards receiving, maybe like 5 catches. I think he averaged like, I forgot what it was, a clip. But Trav didn't have a great game by any means. He did have a few reps at the cornerback position as well. I think he had a tackle.
6 receptions, 33 yards.
He had a tackle, right, on the defensive side of the ball, I believe.
I'm looking that up right now. Yeah, he had 1 solo. Okay.
Yeah. So, but Etienne went crazy. He went absolutely bonkers. Didn't he have like a 70-yard touchdown as well?
I think so. I didn't expect that. I did not expect that at all. Like, I was like, I think the over-under was like 9.5 or something. I was like, yeah, it's going under.
So, I mean, he's still the number 2 option, you know.
And that's exactly why I was like, he's not going to get more than 9. No, I was wrong.
Salute to Shaq. It was a great win because we all know that those early East Coast games are like kryptonite to West Coast teams.
Now, when it comes to Uncle Pete, now he's 17-4 versus East in games on the East Coast.
Yep. Hey, man, look, once again, we talked about it before the game yesterday, Hammer, about him, you know, being very familiar, coaching in New England, coaching with the Jets. Yep. You know, this guy is well-traveled, well-seasoned. You know, I don't think we're going to have those same hiccups that we used to have traveling back east, because, you know, we're going right back on the road next week. Hammer, like literally, like right back to D.C. We're going to Washington, D.C. after, you know, on a short week facing the Chargers. So
we go to D.C. and then the following week we're back home against the Bears.
Yeah. Salute to my guy Shaq, man. Graph, if Chiefs don't extend Trent McDuffie, should they make a move? Oh, they're going to extend him. There's no way in hell. I think that a lot of money is going to be freed up because once again, I think they move on from Travis Kelce. I think this is the last year him playing out there. They'll free up some money. There's no way they can move on from an all-pro guy like Trent McDuffie. He's like probably the best nickel corner in football. You know what I mean? I don't see them moving on from him. I think they pay him a massive amount of money to stick around. So, but it would be great. I mean, Trent McDuffie played. Where was Brendan Carroll? No, he wasn't there. He wasn't there at Washington when McDuffie was there, right?
How long has McDuffie been in the league for?
Let me see something real quick. I want to see something. He was drafted in. He's been in the league for 4 years. This is his 4th year. He came in 2022. So I'm going to see something. Let me see if Brendan Carroll.
Damn. I'm looking at our upcoming schedule for the next couple of leagues. We got the Chargers, Commanders, Bears, Colts, Titans, and Chiefs before the bye. We got 2 more East Coast games in the next few weeks at 1:00, and then the others are 4:00 games up until we play KC, which is a 1:00 game.
He was with Arizona in 2021 till 2023 as the offensive coordinator and offensive line coach. So he was just in Washington last year for a year as the OC and the offensive line coach. So he has nothing to do. He was not with the with the Huskies when he was out there. So I was just thinking, trying to put some type of connection together to see if maybe, but I don't think that KC allows McDuffie, an all-pro guy, to walk. There's no way. Graph, did you see Mark Davis's interview yesterday? I did not. Which one are you talking about? Which one was it? Was it after the game? I don't know. But if so, I'm definitely gonna check it out. Definitely gonna take a look for it. But yeah, man. Other than that, you guys hit that hour mark. We're gonna get out of here. Hammer, get some rest. Anything last second on the way out?
No. We'll be on a couple of times this week. I'm gonna try to get on tomorrow. Trying to bring back the nostalgia. I know it's year 4, but I think we're gonna do a little Talk That Shit Tuesday and hear from you guys. I'll open up the vault line. We can sound off a little bit more. If there's any pressers, I think he said that they're gonna be in the weight room tomorrow, and then probably off either Wednesday or Thursday. One of those 2 days are gonna be off because this being a Monday night game, their schedule is a little different. So
also we have our stream already up, you guys. Monday Night Football is up. Monday night watch party live stream, Raiders Chargers, Pete Carroll's birthday. So make sure you guys tune in with us. We will be calling the play-by-play next Monday. But other than that, tomorrow, Coffee and Convo. We got the Jalen Richard running back report starting up. We got the Garyon Conley show sometime this week. Also, we'll have a Graph and Wasted show. We have a bunch of stuff going on, and the AFC West show. So stay tuned, you guys. There's going to be a ton of content this week. Football's officially back. We are not playing any games over here at Shieldmore. So there you go. Other than that, man, love and appreciate you all. For those just joining, I see a ton of the new names come in. Run that show back, get the numbers up. And while on the way out, you guys, wipe them feet, man. Break your thumbs and hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. We are out of here.